Leo, thanks very much for that warm welcome. For those who are unfamiliar with ICH, I'm going to provide a brief overview of the organization, its approach, and its process for harmonizing international drug regulation standards. ICH was established more than 3 decades ago by representatives of the regulatory agencies and industry associations from the US, Europe, and Japan. From its start, Health Canada, Swissmedic, and the World Health Organization also provided valuable contributions. ICH seeks to develop uniform, scientifically driven standards for medicines that enhance their safety, effectiveness, and quality. It accomplishes this goal by convening experts to work on development or revision of harmonized technical guidelines and standards implemented by regulatory authorities around the world. These standards guide the clinical development, safety assessment, control and manufacture of high-quality medicines, and replace a patchwork of duplicative individual country requirements. In turn, these standards yield efficiencies that improve patient health. In 2015, ICH extended the reach of harmonization beyond its founding members, becoming a non-profit legal entity under Swiss law. The ICH Association opened the door to the wider community of pharmaceutical regulators and global industry stakeholders, and has enriched ICH's work by offering a broader range of perspectives. ICH has grown to include 21 regulatory and industry association members spanning 6 continents and 37 observers representing more than 2/3 of the world's population. In the past year, ICH welcomed Egypt as its newest member and Nigeria and Hong Kong as new observers. ICH is governed by the Assembly, the overarching body, including all ICH members and observers. The ICH Assembly approves new topics for harmonization, adoption, amendment, or withdrawal of ICH guidelines, admission of new members and observers, election of Assembly and Management Committee leaders. The Management Committee is a smaller body, including permanent and standing members and elected members, that oversees operations including administrative and financial matters and working group efforts. It recommends to the Assembly selection of new topics for harmonization and adoption, withdrawal, or revision of guidelines. This slide maps the ICH governance structure. At the center is the Assembly. The ICH and Measure Management Committees branch to each side. The Secretariat provides day-to-day management of ICH, including preparing and documenting ICH Assembly and Management Committee meetings. ICH coordinators are selected by ICH members and facilitate the efficient operation of ICH harmonization activities. They serve as the central point of contact for their organizations with the ICH Secretariat and facilitate conversation between the ICH Management Committee and the working groups. Over its history, ICH working groups have produced and updated over 70 harmonized technical guidelines on all aspects of human drug development. More are currently under development. Existing guidelines are also regularly updated and revised as science and digital platforms evolve. ICH pioneered development of a harmonized marketing application accepted by regulators in all ICH regions. The electronic common technical document has dramatically reduced the burden for sponsors seeking marketing approval, who can now submit data and information organized in the same way to each regulator. ICH also developed the Medical Dictionary for Regulatory Activities Terminology, or MEDRA, to facilitate sharing of regulatory information internationally. MEDRA is rich and highly specific standardized medical terminology used for registration, documentation, and safety monitoring of medical products. Since its launch in 1999, MEDRA has steadily grown. It's now available in more than a dozen languages and counts over 6,600 organizations in more than 125 countries among its subscribers. ICH also produces question and answer documents and training materials to support implementation of the guidelines, as well as reflection papers that provide a more strategic approach to development of new topic proposals. This slide provides a sample of harmonized topics considered by ICH working groups. Among the 70 guidelines referenced earlier are foundational standards on such topics as good clinical practices for the conduct of clinical trials to safeguard protection of trial participants and the reliability of results. We're going to hear a little bit more about this working group, E6R3, which is currently developing underlying principles to remain relevant as technology, communications, and science rapidly evolve across healthcare. Among the 70 guidelines is also good manufacturing practices that specify technical requirements for medicines, including analytical validation, and that describe tools and approaches to support continual improvement after approval. And also included are standards for the exchange of meaningful information about potential side effects of medications to facilitate signal detection and safety monitoring and to reduce patient harm. ICH considers proposals for new harmonized guidelines on an annual basis. The cycle begins in the fall and ends with the approval of new topics by the Assembly in the spring. In between, the Management Committee evaluates the proposals and provides a recommendation on new topics to the Assembly. Any ICH member or observer may submit proposals for new topics. The topics are prioritized based on factors including the public health value, the degree of scientific consensus, and the availability of expert resources to support development of these topics. When the Management Committee recommends a new topic for Assembly approval, the party who submitted the proposal develops a concept paper outline for Assembly consideration. Approval of the concept paper outline may occur concurrently with the new topic proposal or soon after. Once the concept paper outline is approved by the Assembly, ICH establishes an informal working group of experts to develop a concept paper. A concept paper describes the perceived problem and the issues to be resolved by a harmonization project and outlines the estimated timeline for meeting key milestones. It defines the scope and parameters of the guideline and guides its development. Within ICH, when all informal working group members reach consensus on a concept paper, it is submitted to the Management Committee for approval. Once approved by the Management Committee, an expert working group is formed to develop the harmonized guideline based on the objectives in the concept paper. In practice, informal working group members typically transition to membership on the expert working group. Harmonized guidelines are developed in a 5-step process. Typically, it takes approximately 3 years to complete development of a new guideline or a significant revision to an existing guideline, though these timeframes can and do vary based on the topic. At step 1, an expert working group engages in the substantive work of developing a consensus draft of the guideline. When the draft is completed, the topic leads for each party that are represented on the working group sign off on the guideline for their organizations. Step 2 is a 2-step process. First, the Assembly endorses the draft guideline. Second, regulatory members of the Assembly separately do so. At step 3, the guideline moves to a public consultation phase in which it's submitted for public comment in a transparent process designed to solicit thoughts from a wide array of stakeholders. The expert working group collects all of the comments received, reviews and evaluates them, and revises the draft guideline into a final guideline. And finally, at the final stage of step 3, the working group's topic leaders sign off on the final guideline. At step 4, regulatory members of the Assembly approve the final guideline. And finally, at step 5, ICH regulatory members and observers implement the final ICH guideline within their respective country or region, achieving the goals of harmonization. The status of implementation efforts is published on ICH's website, and it's updated periodically by the ICH Secretariat. As you can see from this chart, over 700 technical experts have participated in guideline development in recent years. More than a third of these experts come from recent ICH members and observers, reflecting a significant level of interest and engagement by ICH member parties. As part of its effort to enhance international acceptance of harmonized standards, ICH develops high-quality training materials to educate audiences about the scientific and regulatory principles that are outlined in the guidelines and to help translate them into predictable regulatory practice. Among ICH's training efforts include a training library, which is posted on the ICH website, funding support for training programs organized by ICH regulatory members and observers, an ICH recognized training program, which is hosted by a variety of organizations, associations, regulatory authorities, and by academia. These programs are offered in person, virtually, and online, and information is provided on the ICH website. And other online training materials, including some translations, are also posted on the ICH website. A number of topics previously approved by the ICH Assembly are scheduled to get underway soon. They include a revision to the Q6A and Q6B guideline on specifications. This guideline revision was recommended by ICH's Quality Discussion Group. Also included is a general considerations for patient preferences studies, which is recommended in an ICH reflection paper on patient-focused drug development. Also starting soon is a non-clinical safety studies for oligonucleotide-based therapeutics guideline, and a structured product quality submissions guideline. And work on the structured product quality submissions guideline is slated to begin when the M4Q R2 guideline reaches step 2 later this year. For a quick recap, ICH is a unique organization that leverages the expertise of scientific experts in both government and in industry to develop common international guidelines and standards. It employs a transparent, science, and consensus-based process, and it includes a commitment by ICH regulatory members to implement ICH guidelines, and this has been a core operating principle since the organization's inception. I hope this introduction has been helpful. Thank you very much for your time, your attention,